To make a quick instant pot Mississippi style pot roast. I have company coming tonight. It's a last minute deal and I wanted to see what I can make quickly and not spend all day in the kitchen. So I'm making you a pot roast, chuck roast, Mississippi pot roast. I'm using chuck rib roast, boneless chuck, and I'm gonna saute it in my Instant Pot. And there is, I'm trying to see how I can show you without having to totally. For those of you who don't have who have an Instant Pot but haven't used it, this is kind of a lesson. Let me take the lid off. Your Instant Pot has various modes. Here is the pressure cook mode down at the corner here. And this is the one I use all the time. But when I want to make something, I want to saute it before, here's a saute mode. So I'm going to push this and it's going to allow me to saute my food. And I like to put a little sear on my chuck roast, so I'm going to put this on. I'm going to get my roast. I actually have two pieces because I want to make enough for everybody who's coming. And all I'm going to put on my roast is my faithful Lawry's seasoning. So, let's open up your meat. Just wash your hands and you don't have to rinse this off. Unless it's bloody. And you're not going to see me rinsing it. But I am going to, in restaurants, they actually, the Food and Drug Administration tells you not to, because of cross-contamination. In your own home, you can do whatever you want. I'm just going to put a little of this, sprinkle of this. Actually, you could just put a sprinkle of salt if you want, but this is me. And I'm going to season both. I have two. I have a total of, this one's 3, about almost 6 pounds. So I'm going to open both packages and season them both. Let me tip you over here. Don't mind all my tamale husks and vegetables from my garden back there. Good making tamales. I actually have a big old huge pot of tamales back on my stove. You could see over there. See? Just cooked a bunch of tamales. Mole, I made chicken mole tamales this year. I made chicken mole. I made pork, red chili, and I made chicken and vegetable, green chili. And I'm going to be cutting this fat off my meat because I don't want it full of fat. I'm not going to cut it in totally. But I usually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be making a pot roast where I'm going to make mashed potatoes and brown gravy, and I'm going to serve it over artisanal thick bread. And we love this. And I used to go to this restaurant with my co-workers, and we would always get their hot roast beef sandwiches on a cold day. It was the best thing ever. So I'm not going to take all the fat off it. I'm going to leave some in between. I'm not going to totally, you need a little fat in there. And I'm going to let my Instant Pot do all the work. As soon as I get a sear on it, and this one hardly has anything, so I'm going to just wash my hands, turn it over. While I have this turned over, I'm going to salt it and pepper it. And the same with the other one. A little bit of my garlic seasoning. And this one might need a little trim as well. I thought it just needed going up every day. It's ridiculous. The other day I got it, well, I couldn't believe it. I was shocked. Well, not this one, but I usually it's like $4.99 a pound. Now it's $7.99. Go figure. Okay, so we are going to get a big fork. Oh, maybe I can use my palm. I hope you have a blessed Christmas. And I like to put a sear on it because that sear seals in the juices of your meat and it provides a brown outward crust, caramelization that gives your food extra flavor. And you know when you can pick it up, when it doesn't stick, that's when you can pick it up again. While I'm doing that though, I'm going to move this out of the way. I'm going to bring my cutting board forward because I'm going to be putting in onions. So let me turn you a little bit. And I have a brown onion here. I'm putting in the whole thing. You cut off the ends. And I'm going to cut it in big pieces because if you don't like onion, you can just fish them out. I'm not going to cut it all up. I'm going to put my meat on top of this. So I'm just going to be slicing it in half, putting it the flat side down, and I'm just going to cut some big slices. I just want to give it flavor. This will give you good flavor. The easiest thing to make, comfort food in your Instant Pot. This will be ready in about an hour. I would say about an hour and 15 minutes is what I put it. I have some garlic I'm going to be throwing in. Couple of cloves of flavor. So we can pick that up and heavy piece of meat. Be careful. I'm going to give myself a good face sauna. I'm having trouble getting this. Push it down. I'm getting a good sear on that. And then I'm going to have to take it out. Put it in something else. I can do the other thing. And when I take it out, I might cut it in more manageable squares because we're going to be stacking it up. And I'm going to be using 1 packet of brown gravy mix, 1 packet of olive oil. And the au jus is just like a juice, going to give a good flavor. And the gravy, I'm going to put some beef broth. And when I take after it's cooked and I take it out, I'm going to make gravy and then slice it up and put it back in. Okay. Let's get this one out. Bring the other one back with the like I said, this one here, I'm going to cut in a few bigger chunks. So it'll fit better. And I have put a little oil down on the bottom. So what do we have here? I can't see as far away. I'm far away from my instant pot. And I don't have my glasses on. I can't see the beef that far without my glasses. And when I'm cooking close up, I'm nearsighted. I don't need them, so. Okay. I like it to get a little more brown than that. And we're going to deglaze that pot with just a little bit of brown beef broth. And this is the longest part. Once you cover it, you set it, and you leave it, you come back in about an hour and 15 minutes, and then your meat's going to be done. Then I take it out and I either shred it or I slice it, however I want to serve it. And I'll show you how to set your Instant Pot. I'm going to show you some of the things right now about it. This is the lid. It has two up here. When it goes upwards clockwise to the top, it says right there sealing. On the bottom it says venting. Obviously sealing is when you close it, venting is when you release it. This right here, this little red gizmo is your pressure. When it starts building pressure, it's going to rise all the way up. You never want to try to open your Instant Pot while it's in the upright position or you'll burn yourself. If you need to release it, I'll show you how to do that. If you need to release it at any point, you can always stop it, but you have to wait till the pressure is released. Okay, I'm going to take this out. And I'm going to throw in all these onions. I'm just going to smash my garlic a little bit. I'm not going to cut it up. Put that in there. The pieces. I'll get a wooden spoon, and I just want to mix it around a little bit, not so just to barely caramelize it. beef broth. It's burning my eyes. Onions. And you use, this is a box beef broth. And I'm going to be making gravy, so I'll probably put 2 cups. Or maybe I'll put 1 cup because I don't want to steam it. And then I will add the rest later when I make the gravy. Now I have a rack that I'm going to put down here just to keep, let me put the gravy in the broth. And what this is going to do is get all those bits. You want to deglaze it. If you wanted to put a little red wine, you could. That would be good if you like that. Okay, so I have my onions down. I'm going to put this rack here on top of my onions. And this is going to allow me to pull my meat up when I need to. And so I'm just going to fit it in the best I can. This one I'll probably cut it smaller. It is still sauteing, so we're going to turn it off. So I'm going to squeeze that in here on the side. And this one over here. I'm going to wash my hands. Okay. Most of its work's done. Now the only thing to do is get our brown gravy, pack it, open it, pour it over your meat. Au jus, pour that over your meat. And this is going to make a juice. Then, Mississippi pot roast style, we are going to get some of these rings of red banana peppers. Add some of the juice. So you put as many as you like. It gives a good flavor. And then I'll probably put about almost half a cup of that over that. Pour it over. And then the Mississippi pot roast recipe calls for a stick of butter. So let me, I should be prepared, but you know me. And I'm going to turn this, I'm going to turn it around and turn off the function, cancel the saute. I'm going to put this on top and I'm looking for some. You can put, if you like, a ranch. Some people put ranch dressing on top. Sometimes I do. It depends how I feel. And normally what I do put is an onion Lipton soup mix that has all the spices and stuff in there. And this is a lot of meat, so believe it or not. I have dehydrated onions, seasonings, put that on top. And you can put a little more broth if you like. What I try to do is just wet down those gravies. Bearing in mind we are making gravy too. So there. Now we just have to put on the lid. And the lid here has, on your Instant Pot, you're going to find 2 arrows. And you're going to align the arrow, and here it says open, close, open, close. Self-explanatory. Line up it to the open, and when you lock it, after you lock it, you're never going to open it when you're cooking it. You're going to hear, when it locks, a little tinkle. Listen for it. You hear that? It's locked now. We're going to turn our Instant Pot on. And down here is a pressure cook. We're going to pressure cook it. And we're going to set it for an hour. I'm going to add, we'll add 10 minutes. No, 15 minutes, because it's a big roast. And that's all you do. You're done. You're going to walk away now, and it's going to say on, and that's going to signal you that your roast is cooking. See it? On. Now it's going to start counting down the time, and you're going to see it digitally. 1:15, 1:14, 1:30, and when it's finished, it'll start going on a warming pressure, and it will slow release. This will gradually, it'll come up right now because it's sealed, and it'll gradually go down. And once it drops down to flat again, you can open your pot. Never before. If you need to open it, because sometimes it calls you to quick release the pressure. You never want to do this, because as soon as you quick release that, the steam is going to come rising like a fury, and it will burn you. If you need to release it, you're going to get something like this, stand away and go like that. Vent it, and then the steam will come up, but we're not doing that. So I'll see you in 1 hour and 15 minutes, and we will see how our meat's doing, and I will finish so you'll see a picture in the thumbnail. So hi Matthew, Hyacinth, Connie, hello, welcome to Deb's Kitchen. If you haven't already, go to my YouTube, like, subscribe, share, and I will put a thumbnail of my finished product. Once it's finished, so I'm going to be taking the meat out with some forks and put it in a casserole dish, and at that point you can shred it, and then the gravy I'm going to put back on this saute mode. And I'm just going to let the gravy thicken. And I'm going to add my shredded meat back in. And you will see it. And I will leave, you can see a transcript and read everything that's the process. But I've also made this on my YouTube channel. So you could go to my YouTube channel at In Deb's Kitchen and see the actual YouTube video of me making Mississippi pot roast. So have a blessed day, been in Deb's Kitchen. Go make yourself some comfort food. This is the bomb when you get this artisan bread, soft and thick. You put it on a plate. You make some mashed potatoes and super. Press it down, get some of the shredded beef and gravy. You can't beat it. And you can see it's just so good. If you haven't already, go to my Facebook channel, In Deb's Kitchen, where you see me preparing food every day from A to Z, and sometime in 2 steps. Or I always post reels of the finished product. So check me out in Deb's Kitchen. Have a blessed day.